Hello, welcome to my depression corner, or rather my wardrobe area. Today I'm going to be speaking about mental health issues, and what's funny is I don't really like it that much when people are talking about their own mental health issues, but I know that some people find it comforting to hear about them, and as much as I'd like to pretend that I don't have any, it would be so good if I didn't. But, alas, I do. And they're ever consuming. And, I thought that I would talk about them while I cleaned up one of the problems that they've caused. Okay, so this is my corner. So my door is over there. It's a curtain because I live in the lounge room because I'm in a small house and there's 4 people living here. So we do what we can. It is life. This is what happens with life. I have a wardrobe-y thing. Wardrobe is that way. Chest of drawer things, like a tall boy thing, is over here. And all of it is full. I really do need to go through my cupboard, but the problem I have when it comes to clothes is that I wear everything. I wear absolutely everything. And therefore I love fashion. So I keep buying more clothes and I just don't have anywhere to put them. And so when they're clean and my brain no worky, they go right here, which is fine because it's out of the way. But the problem with it being out of the way is that it's not in my way enough to bother me enough to clean it up often. So again, when brain no worky, this turns into a pile taller than my head, which is fucked. So you know what? I'm going to start putting things in piles and we'll go from there because I feel like that's the best way to go about things. So let's begin, shall we? I really wish I had a stand for this so that I could not have to hold it near my face. It's going here, and I just really hope that the audio gets picked up kind of okay. Okay, so where to begin? You know what the problem is? I always over-explain everything. Behind me is all fabric. It would be amazing if I could use that as storage space for the clothes too, but alas, I have too much fabric at the same time as having too much clothing. So, again, we're dealing with what we're dealing with, and we're going to try and, work with it. Okay, so the only thing that I have ever been diagnosed with is depression and anxiety, and that is when I was 14, is I guess when it really hits you. Okay, so currently I'm putting things in piles of what they are, so t-shirts, shorts, pants, that kind of situation, in terms of how they're organized in my situation here. Yeah, so the only things I've ever been diagnosed with is that. So when I was 14, I was put on antidepressants, which I think helped, but they tasted like mint, so my brain was like, no, I don't want these, which is kind of a dumb move, but also that means I grew to regulate myself, which I think that I did a good job of it, but I also think that now that I'm 26, it's just been a long time of struggling with the problems that anxiety, mostly anxiety, not so much depression. Depression's been hitting me a little bit recently, but in terms of both of them, anxiety has been the player in the game that has been taking over most of the time, which is a problem, obviously. So recently, if you weren't aware already, I quit my job. I want to say recent, but it was December. So it's been a few months, and it's been good. I have been more brainful, but the thing is, and this is the thing I really kind of wish would stay in my brain, is that even if you change your situation, it doesn't mean that all of your mental illnesses are just going to fly away. Because that's not how it works, which is so great for everybody. quitting your situation can make things easier in some circumstances, but also not in others. So, for instance, the first job that I had was kind of given to me, like, because I was able to do it at the time, and my brother was part of he already had the same job, so I got a job through him, and therefore I didn't have to job hunt, and I never went to work when I was in school. And so now that I have quit my job, it's kind of like it's a whole bunch of difficulty because I have never looked for a job before, and I don't really want a normal job. I want to do this, but you can't just do this. That's not really how it works unless everybody who watches this magically subscribes to me and, follows me on Patreon and Instagram and TikTok and all the things, like this doesn't just happen overnight. And I hate begging for people to do that, but that's kind of part of the gig, isn't it? If you want success, you kind of have to ask people to help you out in that regard, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But that's where the mental gets in the way. I really just have to push past the things that give me anxiety and the things that I'm afraid of. And I've realized after quitting my job that I'm afraid of more things than I thought I was, and not having to leave the house kind of puts you in a weird mental state because, like, you don't get ready in the morning and you don't have to wake up at a certain time. And also, if I haven't already done something in the morning, if there's nothing planned, then my brain just doesn't know what to do. And then I end up not really doing much. And then because of the not doing much, I end up falling behind on the things that I want to get done. Like, I have so much time that I could be using to do the things that I want to do, but it's really a whole struggle to even have it happen. And I really wish that I could be the kind of person that is like a boss bitch, fucking getting shit done. Like, I am, but only on certain days. And that's where the issue comes in, because what am I supposed to do? Because consistency is key when it comes to doing the things that I want to do, right? You have to be consistent, otherwise people fall off, unless you've already got that loyal fan base, which I don't know if I have, because I do not interact with my fan base as much as I should.
Take 2, 3, 2, 1.
Anyway, I got this cute dress the other day, which is kind of like, it's so pretty, and apparently that's pretty expensive if you get it new, because I don't know what the Valencia is, but they don't sell things for very cheap. It's very cute, and it fits me perfectly, which is so nice. The problem I have with this is that I have to hang it in my wardrobe, and my wardrobe is full. You see the dilemma? It's a dilemma. But anyway, I really do wish that I could be more how I want to be. And I do practice and I do succeed at certain things. But then the thing is, I go through this cycle of like success and then like disappears from the internet. Anyway, I got interrupted. But yeah, I feel like I'm just like living in this thing, and then there's when my brain can't do anything, everything gets like uprooted, which I know is like, it's like a thing that I shouldn't be focusing on, because really I'm the one that's with me all the time. So the people that are looking at me on the internet aren't really seeing everything, so they don't really know what's going on. So I shouldn't assume that everybody can see everything that I'm doing and is judging me for it, because I'm really sure they're not. Because the internet, although it's a very scary place, it is not as fucked as it used to be. It used to be quite a lot, and I think that it still can be, but a lot of people are way more reasonable when it comes to creators and the things that they do and the breaks that they should be taking. And like, people, at least to me, I've had like only positive comments, so I don't know why I freak out about that whenever I take a break. Oh my god, this is a bag I've put fabric in. It goes over there, and I'll just stick more fabric in it, and I'll sort the fabric out. Not right now. Which I'm sure will be fine. I am also sitting on everything, so that's great. Yeah, and so actually, I do think that so like I said at the beginning, I have not been diagnosed with anything but anxiety and depression, but I do think, I was close, ouch, I do think that I have some undiagnosed issues. I don't want to throw anything out there because I'm not trying to self-diagnose myself, but I have symptoms of things that could be maybe considered OCD things, but maybe not quite as intense to be diagnosed like that. Maybe it's just part of ADHD. I know that there are plenty, like all of my siblings, I'm pretty sure have ADHD, and I think one or two of them have been diagnosed with it. So, and there's a lot of things, right? And I don't know what is causing the issues. I just know that there are things that are stopping me from being able to function like a normal person, which is so much fun. Yeah, take that how you will. I'm not trying to diagnose myself, but I just feel like there's something undiagnosed here, because if it was normal, it wouldn't be so hard. But the thing is, those things, I believe, have led me to certain solutions in terms of, like, making it so that I can function somewhat normally. I think that if I have anything, I am high functioning in whatever it is, because I do function pretty decently most of the time, and then I just go through fucking pitfalls, and it's like, I don't know, it's you're flying along and you're dodging things, and then you just crash, and then you just kind of take off again, and then you're flying along, and then you just crap. Like, it's fine. I would love it to stop. It's driving me a little bit insane, but we'll move past it. So I do think, that's what I was saying, I do think that I have some things that have kind of, like, helped me move through things without being stuck in silly patterns. So I'm 26, 27 at the end of the year. So I'm 26 and a half, I guess, almost. And so I have a lot of practiced habits at this point. One of those things is organization. I love organization. It's so much fun. But I'm also an artist, and I'm not a clean artist. You won't find, like, fancy whiteness anywhere near me. There is paint on my clothes. There is paint on things. There is stuff everywhere. And I go through, like, creative bursts, right? And then I come back to my room and I have made an absolute disaster. Like, the creative things, they just get out of control, and then I end up in this massive pile of stuff, and it wouldn't be an issue, but then I move through my room, and then the mess gets, like, more intense, and then it's like, it's just kind of overwhelming is what it is. But the thing is, I have systems in organization so that it is so much less of an actual nightmare in terms of, like, how much brain space it uses when I'm cleaning up. For instance, the thing I'm doing here, right, is I am separating things into sections so that I can put things away easier, and so I'm not just losing it a bit. So, okay, actually, you know what? Additionally, I have this friend. She doesn't have an organizational system in her cupboard. She separates her underwear and socks from all the other things, but all the other things just go in the cupboard. Like pants and tops, they're all together, and that stresses me out. And I think that's what's causing her to have, like, messy room situations, which would be easier if you knew where to put things when you were putting them, and then if you needed to find things, you know where to go to find them, you know, so that it creates less of a mess. Because if I didn't have this organized, I would be lost, is, I think, the right word here. And so I have systems so that my brain doesn't overload anytime I have to do this or thinking about doing this. Because if I did, oh my god, death. And I would like to show you some of those systems. Right now, I am obviously putting things into categories. So I don't know where the fuck I put my pants, or if I even have any other ones. But pants, jumpers, tops. I have sportwear in a different section than, like, the rest of the stuff, because it's a lot easier to just grab from the sportswear when I'm going to the gym. instead of like this stuff, because I have leggings for the gym, but I also have like leggings that are not for the gym, and they are never going to be for the gym, so they have to go in a different place. I have things, and I do want to show you. I want to show you the things that I have organized. So I'm going to finish off this last little bit, and then we'll put some things away together, and I will show you some of the systems that I have in terms of organization that help me live my life with brain broken. Yay. Okay, so this still looks like a bit of a disaster, but I would like to show you. Obviously, all of the stuff that I've been organising is on the floor now. That's where I was, right in the centre there. Okay, so this is like the cupboard that I have. In here, we have all the things that hang up. So like dresses and tops that can't be like folded and shoved into places. A couple of the jackets that I use the most frequently also go in here for easy access. I've done some reorganization recently, so things are kind of new. In this tub here, we have like bathers and stuff. In those two tubs, we have like jumpers, like knit things go in there. And then all of like my hoodies and stuff go up here. In there is like bras. In this one is the sportswear that I was talking about. In the bottom one, we have, sorry, the skirts are just in the way. In the bottom one, we have like fancy socks and like aprons and weird things that don't really go anywhere else. Here we have all of my skirts hanging, which are half of them aren't there, but that's like half my skirts. And then these are just like on top because I have to hang them up. I found that the best method for me when it comes to skirts is these little clippy coat hangers where they hold onto it instead of any other way. Like they just kind of work best. And then back there I have like vests and things because they're like short enough to go in this little section. I should zoom out. They're short enough to go in the section, right? And the coat hangers I use for most of my clothes are these like flocked hangers, which are just really cheap from Kmart because they hold on to the clothes the best, I think. And I was using these ones, but they're just kind of like my extra hangers now because they're so thick that they kind of take up space up here. And also I think that all the black ones look nicer too because they're all just flat. It's very good. Okay, and then over here we have a tall boy, right? And I have systems, right? So all that big drawer that's open there, that's all my tops. Long sleeve, short sleeve. Long sleeves go that side, short sleeves go this side. And they all kind of just get shoved in there because that's the only method that works for me. I have too many tops to be folding things. It's just ridiculous. See if I can like balance this thing in my bra so that I can talk and film at the same time. Okay, so this one is underwear. This one is, what the fuck is in there? I don't even remember what I put in there. Oh, that's like bodysuits and little sets and things like that I have. I've tried to separate them a bit. Underneath there we have, obviously people have systems for their drawers and this is nothing like out of the ordinary. But it's also kind of like the system that works best for me in terms of like the things, the way it works, right? So in here I have like pants, right? But I have it sectioned with cardboard so that I have different sections in the sectioning. So we have like shorts that are like not structured shorts, and then we have shorts that are like denim, so they've got more structure, and then we have leggings, fleece leggings and non-fleece leggings go in there because of the different section. And obviously my sport leggings go in the sports drawer over here, and then underneath that I have it separated into two because pants are not going to fit in there obviously. So we have pants and pants. There is a distinction between the two sides but I can't remember what they are right now. I know that most of the jeans are on the side, and that's all I've got. And then pajamas are all just one drawer. So that's the system that I have for my clothes. I also have like a whole thing on the other side of my room for more stuff. And then there's some other things that just don't have homes, and I need to find them homes. I know that seems kind of basic in terms of like the way that things work, but like I'm really working with limited space here. And so I have to be kind of smart in the way that I organize things so that I know where things go and they don't get lost with each other, you know? And also the things that work for me might not work for other people. For instance, right, standard black t-shirts, right, or just t-shirts in general, I don't wear them out. Like I always have tops like this top, or like it's a bad example. I have tops that are not just t-shirts because I think that t-shirt cuts don't really work on me in the way that I want to dress. And so all of my t-shirts go in my pajama drawer, because if I put them in my t-shirt drawer, they would just make the mass of that drawer like way more, and then I'd have to find them to wear to bed and stuff, or to like around the house. But so I just put them in my pajama drawer because they're going to be used for pajamas most of the time anyway. And so that's what I do. It also depends on like size and stuff. Like for instance, where my jumpers are, I had my knit stuff, but then I needed to move my jumpers out of the chest of drawers because I needed to move my tops because I have too many tops and pants. So they needed more space over there, so I had to make more space down here. Like in here, it wasn't clothes, it was like other things, but I've shoved them in other places so that this could be just clothes. I did have ribbons in one of those drawers at one point too, but I moved them to a box as well because it just made more sense to, because of space and sectioning. And I could show you more of this stuff if you really cared about it, but I also I have, like, in terms of like my craft stuff, like I have all of the craft stuff. I have too much craft stuff, and so I have to organize it into sections, because if I don't and they're not in certain places in my room, then I get lost, and then it's no fun creating things, because half the time I spend looking for stuff instead of making the things, you know what I'm saying? In terms of like sewing as well, I have to keep, so all of my sewing stuff is either under my desk or it's on this thing, which is where most of my fabric is, because it was in other places, and it was like one was over here and one was over there, but it didn't work for me because like I would be lost trying to find the things I have. I also took like notation. I made a list of all of the things, right, for that are in certain tubs, because I have like fancy materials in just one of the tubs, and I required to know which fancy materials I have in those tubs so that I don't have to search through it and ruin its folded niceness because I'm looking for something that might not even be in there, you know? Like, I don't know. It helps my brain not be overloaded, and I know it sounds like an overload, but if you do what works for you, then it becomes less overloaded and it becomes easier to, you know, do the things that you need to do and to navigate life with a melty brain. Ugh. Like yesterday I spent the entire day, apart from like, I don't know, eating breakfast, I spent the entire day sitting on my chair watching Friends. I got cut off because my battery died, so I don't even know what's going on anymore. But basically, melty brain is difficult, and it's hard to stay consistent when your brain is inconsistent, and it's hard to achieve the things that you need to achieve when your brain is inconsistent, and it's really hard. And I admire the people who have melty brain and can function, I suppose, in a way that is relatively consistent. I kind of, you know, when you kind of wish you were a certain person, but you're not a certain person, so it doesn't make sense, but it also would be nice. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Basically, I kind of hope that helped somebody. I feel better about venting, I suppose, or not venting, but talking to you, because I think that my problem a lot is that I'm not talking to the people who are watching me that much. I kind of just post things, and then like people say things to me and I don't respond, because I went through a period of time where like responding to comments was taking over my life, and so I cut back, but then I cut back too much, and so now we're here where like I don't communicate as much as I want to communicate, because I do want to communicate with people who support me in the things that I do. But I guess whatever happens in my brain makes me feel like I can't I just want to talk to you more, I guess, and I want to be more consistent. And I think that the thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to write myself a schedule, which I've been saying that I was going to do since I was like 21. So like, it's been a fucking second, and I need to get a grip, and I need to hold on and push through so that I can get to where I want to be. Because once I get to a certain point, then I can take a break. But for right now, I think I need to work harder. I don't think I'm working hard enough. I think that I'm letting melty brain blind me. I'm letting melty brain, that's a tongue twister. I'm letting melty brain blind me, and I'm stumbling around. And so I need to, I don't know, get a cup so that I can fucking put it in the cup instead of having it melt all over the place. I don't know what that analogy was, but we're here now and we're going to move past it. Speaking of a melty brain, I did a little bit of vent art while I was in this mood of like not feeling it. And I think that, like, I don't do vent art very often, but I made some art and I put it on some jumpers and t-shirts and stuff. So if you would like to support me, or you just like the artwork that I did for it, it's here. There is a link in the description. There is a link on my link tree on my Instagram, but you're not on Instagram, you're on YouTube. So I think what I wanted to capture with this melty brain thing is like, you can still be hella cute, but your brain just doesn't work. And I think that's where I'm at actually currently right now. This is another day where I just like, my brain is just not functioning, which is fine, but I'm still getting things done. It's just, there's sloshing going on, okay? And it might drip out my eyeballs, but for right now, the barricades are pretty strong. We're not at the eyeball leaking stage. Brain goop will not come out of here. Maybe soon, but not right now. For now, it's art, and I put that goop onto the page, and I put that goop page onto some clothes, and now I have clothes that you could probably buy. And I also used my art skills to make the whole, like, it was just like a white jumper, and I just made it all like colorful and amazing and pretty, and I'm very happy with it, and I'm proud of it, and I've been wanting to make merch for a while. So if you'd like to support me and you can afford it, it exists here. Link down here. Back to wrapping up the video. I hope that helped you. I hope that was interesting, at least. And follow me on like and subscribe, and follow me on TikTok. I make art references over there, and follow me on Instagram. I post art on there. And I have a Patreon if you would like to support me financially, because I don't have a job currently, so it would be very useful. I post things over there, and I'm going to do like monthly drawings for over there, as kind of like a reward for being there, and thank you for being there. I'm going to do monthly drawings for you. So yeah, bye.